Welcome to Dellyman, the #1 marketplace for everything logistics, where we aggregate logistic companies and their assets. In our last video, we showed you how to get started, register as a new logistic company. Today, we are going to go right into the dashboard for a logistic company that is already registered, and then just do a quick tour just to familiarize you with the different features of that dashboard. So let's go right in. Now click on the sign up button or register button, and as a delivery company, this is the link to click, and it says register or login. So I'm going to log in because I'm already a registered logistic company. That's my email address, and then I put my password, and then I log in. Okay, once you're logged in, you get to this nice dashboard, and you'll see that as soon as you start to populate data, you'll be able to quickly connect and see information about your riders. So we don't have any data in now, but if I click this link, it will basically just list my riders, their name, how many in transit orders they have, how many completed orders, how much commission they have earned, what vehicle do they, ride or or drive, their status, basically to show whether they are active, or not. So you get enough of this information on top of your fingertips. You'll also be able to see the total orders. This total order will show you the order code, the customer that placed the order, who it was assigned to. So this will be the name of your rider, obviously. The pickup location, the delivery location, the delivery date, the price, and so on and so forth. Also, in the dashboard, you'll be able to see the list of pending orders. One other good thing that the dashboard shows us is the ability to see the traction that you are getting, doing this business. So we're able to populate the data and show you over a 12-month period a graph of your total orders. And this graph can either be a line graph or a bar chart. Okay, so you can switch between any of this kind of or any of these types of graph. So that first graph is about total orders in the last 12 months, but you're also able to see the total revenue earned in the last 12 months. Two graphs actually, one showing the total price, which is the total value of the delivery, amount paid by the customer, and then the commission price, which is what you earned from that particular or from your deliveries over that period of time. So that's what you get from this quick info. And you can also run reports or graphs based on a date range. That means from a start date to an end date, and this graph will be nicely populated. This quick information section allows you to see completed orders, in transit orders, total amount received, and then if there were commissions that we deducted from the revenue that you have earned. That's it for the dashboard. Now, getting started, the first thing you want to do, because as you can see, the dashboard is empty. That's why you have zeros all over the place. To really get started and start to get business on Dellyman, the first thing you want to do is come to this company management page. And there are 4 sections there, or what we call steps. The first part, step 1, is where we gather your basic information. So we expect you to put your telephone number, indicate your website if you have one, put details of your address, and then you just update. Okay, so that completes the first step in this company information page. Okay, very important, that you put this information. For example, Putting the phone number here means that we can reach you, and even the customer that has placed an order can reach you if they have the challenge or a challenge with getting their orders picked up or trying to confirm the status of their delivery. Even though we do this, seamlessly using our technology, but you never can tell why a customer just needs to reach you or reach your rider, directly. So that phone number is very, very important. The next thing we do is the KYC, which is the second step. Now, this is very important. Now, why do we do KYC? Know your customer. We need to know the logistic companies that we are onboarding on our platform, because they will be doing business, and they will be doing business, using our name. We are the company that the customer will see. We are the face of the business, and so we have a reputation. We want to be able to pre-qualify, and this is not an endorsement of the logistic company, but the minimum requirement is that we know the logistic companies we are dealing with. So we do a KYC, and basically what we do at this point is to gather your documents, 3 important documents. So you will click this button and it says, what are the documents that you'll be expecting to upload? You will need a company registration certificate. We deal with the company, not the riders. So every company that onboards on this platform must be identified. So we need to see the company registration certificate. The other document that you need to upload is a valid means of identification, usually for the owner of this logistic company, a director, or anyone that is occupying a senior management role in the company. And last but not the least is the proof of address. We want to know where you are located. There may be a need to do a background check, on a company, and so we need all of this information. And to upload them is very easy. Let's say I want to upload the company registration certificate. I click on that. I choose a file from my hard drive, from my local system. Okay, and then once I pick the file, let's say this was the, what file can I choose? So let's say this one, okay, and you choose it, and then you just choose save. And that's it. Very simple step. So that document has been saved, all right? Now, it doesn't mean that you have completed this phase of registration. You still need to go back and add the other 2 documents. So it shows us that there are 2 more documents left to be added. If this section is not completed, we cannot verify you. We are not allowed to verify you. The system will not allow us to verify you. Now, next step is the pricing and commission information. Now, the whole idea of a platform like Dellyman is to put the logistic company in control. So you are in control, which means that we don't set your prices. We don't manage your operations. So this is the place where you set the price for your service. And we use a distance-based pricing model. A distance pricing model. That's what we use, which means that the price that is charged to the customer is based on price, on distance. We don't use weight, at least, for this level of service. We don't use weight. Sometime in future, when we're dealing with transporters who understand how to use weight to be able to calculate the cost of freight, then we will introduce the weight model. But today, it's the distance-based pricing model. The list of the various carriers are listed here, are shown here. There's a bike, and we just provided a guidance here. A bike, and you don't want to carry anything more than 10 kilograms. So this is just for guidance. A tricycle, okay, we say anything within 300 kg will be the kind of maximum limit you want to put on a tricycle. And for the minivans, this can be up to 1,000 kg. When we see a need to add more carriers, we will list them here. So let's say I want to set my price for the bike. So again, if you don't have any price set, then you will not be able to, you will not become visible to customers who, try to place an order online, because, I mean, you can't offer zero price, is it? So we're going to click this action button, and it tells me the base distance, Now, let me explain how this works. So the first field says a base distance. What is my base distance? This is the minimum distance, or this is the distance for which I will charge a minimum price. This is the distance for which I will charge a minimum price. Now, let's say I put 5 kilometers, okay? Now, the next thing I will do is set the flat rate. As an example, if the flat rate was 600 naira, what I'm saying here is that my base distance, minimum distance that I will charge for is 5 kilometers. And the amount for that minimum distance is 600 naira. So what it means basically is that if a customer booked us for delivery, whether it's 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer or 3 kilometer, as long as it's within the first 5 kilometer, then there is a flat charge of 600. This is basic. Okay, let's look at another scenario. What if the plan is to charge 100 naira for every kilometer? 1 kilometer, 100 naira. In that case, maybe I want to set out with a base distance of 1 kilometer and then a flat amount of 100 naira. So the system is going to check, is it a kilometer? In which case it will charge 100 naira. All right. So that's how the base distance and the flat rate works. Let's look at one more example. I want to set a price for my first 10 kilometers, and that price is going to be 1,000 naira. Again, another good example. So what it means here is that for distances up to 10 kilometers, I will charge a fixed amount of 1,000 naira. So even if the customer, places an order and the distance calculated is 3 kilometers, I will charge 1,000 naira. If it's 5 kilometers, I will charge 1,000 naira. If it's 10 kilometers, I will charge 1,000 naira. So I'm sure you get the point. The base distance works with the flat rate. Now, the rate for additional kilometers. So once I settle the issue of base distance and flat rate, the next point is, what if we exceed the base distance? So in this example, or last example, it's 10 kilometers. So what happens when we have 11 kilometers, 12 kilometers, the additional kilometers after the base distance? So what am I going to charge? Now, imagine a situation where I put 50 naira there. What I'm saying basically is, for my first 10 kilometers, I am going to charge 1,000 bucks, right? Now, after the 10 kilometers, any additional kilometer after the first 10 kilometers, I will charge 50 naira. That's what the rate for additional kilometers is. The delivery person's commission, this is not fully implemented yet, but the plan is, there may be logistic companies who want to offer their drivers or riders commission. So this is the place where you can set a commission in percentage, so that as you get paid automatically, we can also settle the delivery person. Now, this feature is not fully implemented, so don't bother to use it for now. Once I'm done, I'm just going to click on save. Very easy stuff. So what I've done now is I've completed my basic information. By the way, let's just, for the sake of good order, let's put a phone number there, okay? And then we update that. Okay, it needs an address, plot 111 Lagos, okay? And then we just update. Okay. So what we've covered now is the basic information, the KYC documents, the pricing and commission, and right now we will just try to, so it's updated that company information. The next thing we want to do, which is probably the last step, is to then complete our bank details. Why do we need the bank details? Very important. For a high volume, high traffic business like this, there is absolutely no way we can manage settlement manually. So we expect the logistic companies to enter their account numbers, first the account name, the account number, select their banks from the list of banks. These banks are the banks in Nigeria at the moment. And once you've done that, you just click save. And the system will generate a read-only recipient code, and you don't have to bother with that. Now, we use this information for automated settlement, right? Every of this stage is important before you can be shown to customers who are looking for pickup and delivery services, right? So after the company information, you are also able to add admin. Imagine that the owner of the company also needs other users to be able to log in, and see what is going on. So you can add admins under you, okay, which means additional persons in the company who will be managing and logging into this interface. Let's look at the delivery persons. We covered this earlier on. We said this will list the delivery persons that you have created. And because I haven't created one yet, so let's just quickly add a delivery person. I click on add delivery. I select the kind of vehicle. This guy rides a bike. What's the registration number? 777 LMO. Assuming that's the number. His name is John Doe. Okay. What else do I know about him? His phone number. Yep, this is very important. Okay. And then his email address, of course. This will just be something to use to log in. Okay, so you can choose something even if this rider does not have an email address, but nevertheless this will be something that the rider will need to use to log in. Remember, if you don't create a rider, they cannot create it from the app. A rider must be created by the logistic company. Okay, so every company must create their riders. When the rider download the rider app, there is no provision for them to register. Okay, they can only sign in, and they will only be able to sign in with the details that are provided here. So let me say John Doe at j.com. Okay, and then you put a password. Password here will be password that will be used to log in by the rider, and so it will need to be provided to the rider. So I just click a save. Okay, so I have added a rider, and I can make this rider, I can delete the rider, okay, basically, delete them because I don't want them on the platform again. But if they have transactions, we won't allow you to delete them. You need to preserve and keep those records. But you can also change their password in case they forget their password. The next tab is the orders tab. This tab allows us to be able to see pending orders, in-transit orders, and then delivered orders. So what does this mean? When a customer places an order for the first time, we're going to discuss this more in our next video. But just to give you some heads up, when a customer places an order for the first time, that order will appear in this list as pending orders, right? So you will see your pending orders in this list, the name of the customer, the rider, who has accepted it, and so on and so forth. Now, when the rider goes to pick that order, then the status of the order changes from pending order to in-transit order. And then you will see the list of the orders that are now in transit. And of course, when that order is delivered, then you will see the items in the list of delivered orders. So that's what you will use this page or this menu for. Now, completed transactions. We like to show you all the time how many of your transactions have been settled, okay, and how many are yet to be settled. So this page will show you, this completed transaction page will show you settled transactions, which means we have done a payout into the bank account that you indicated when you were completing your company registration. The unpaid transactions are deliveries that have been done, but settlement has not been done into your account. Our model is such that we only settle after the delivery has been done. When I show you a settlement video, you'll be able to see the conditions that we have set. But one of the basic and important conditions is that the item must have been delivered to the customer. This is where we stop for this video. Next video, we will try and do some transactions and show you how a customer can place an order, and how your name and the company and the price can be served to the customer. And then we'll just do a run through of a particular order, show it in transit, from pending, to transit, and then until it's delivered. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. I see you next time.